Objectivity. Do you have it? Are you going to be objective? Or you just in the middle? What I mean by objectivity, I mean, are you open to thinking both sides of the fence? Most people in this society are not objective. Most people in this society have either one side or the other. Now, I understand that some issues you have the side or the other, because that's just how things work in America. You're either left or the right. You're either Democrat or Republican. You're either for Chris Brown against Chris Brown, for Mike Vick against Mike Vick, for abortion against abortion. You know, if this, that, and the third. What I'm going to talk about is how I try to blur the lines, because while we try to make everything black and white, everything's more or less really just kind of gray. And what I mean by gray is it's just a mix of the middle. We talk as if it's all black and white, as if whatever the Democrats do, if I'm Democratic, is correct, and whatever the solution Republicans say is correct. But neither or is correct. When I mean objectivity, I mean that you look at what the pros and cons are of one side and the pros and cons of another side. Perfect example, I'll use Chris Brown. He's a polarizing figure, and most people are either on one side or the other. I do not agree with what he did, and I am totally against the beating of a woman that he did when he beat up Rihanna. Yeah, I'm totally against that, and personally, from my personal background, I'm not going to get into that in this video. I've lost respect for him as a man. He really is less of a man, in my opinion, for hitting a woman in an argument. That's my position. That does not take from the fact that he's a great entertainer. And I'll be damned if I, ostracize him from the entertainment field all of because he didn't know how to keep his hands to himself. That's kind of a harsh punishment to ask somebody when, if you were in that same position, you wouldn't ask for someone to be that harsh on you. You would want leniency when it's your first time. If we punish people the way people on the right side of the Chris Brown issue punished, everyone would be in jail. You know you speed when you drive in your car. You know you break the law in some given instance. You know you parked at a meter when the meter was passed, but the meter maid never came and put the ticket on your car when you parked there. You know, you've done some things that are against the law, but you've gotten leniency. When you sped and that cop kept you, he didn't run your plates. He didn't take your ass in for speeding, did he? He didn't take you downtown. No, he wrote you a ticket and kept you moving on the way. You paid the fine, you keep going. You know, you get that first incident chance. Some people want to totally crucify him, castrate him, and ostracize him for that incident. While I don't agree with what he did, it is just an incident. I follow the hierarchy of incident, trend, habit. One time you do something bad, it's an incident. 2 times you do it, it's a trend. 3 times, it's a habit. He hasn't done that. So the people who are all against Chris Brown, be objective and realize he did it once. It's irreprehensible. It's deplorable. It's fucking horrible. I don't agree with it, but it's one time. I'm inclined to give him a second chance like everybody is given a second chance in America. And it's like a do right. Everybody deserves a second chance. Nobody here is perfect. So don't sit there and judge Chris Brown as if you're perfect, as if your life is mistaken. And also, those women that's on that side, don't sit there and say what you would do if a man were to go upside your head, because you haven't had a man go upside your head. You can just talk about what you would do. But let's see what you really would do when that shit would happen. But that's just my position on that bullshit. So that's just my position on that nonsense, you know. But on the left side, to keep it objective, because that's what I'm talking about, objectivity that few people seem to entertain. On the left side, Team Breezy people, calm the fuck down. He did hit a chick in the face. You guys talk as if him beating Rihanna almost didn't even happen, as if the bitch fabricated the thing. Like, did you not see the pictures? This nigga went upside her fucking head like she was 15 seconds with Mike Tyson, because it couldn't be a minute because he'd have killed her. You know, he went upside her head over what, an argument? I mean, I don't care how you rationalize it. That's the nigga shit to beat up on a fucking female because she's arguing with you. You don't like the fuck she's saying. I don't like what my mother's saying, but I don't go upside her fucking head. I just go up to my fucking room and keep that shit trucking. It's that simple. She gets complaining on the phone, I just hang this shit up. But you don't go upside the chick's head. So because you don't like what's going on in that argument, that's just ridiculous. Okay? He should show better judgment. So don't act as if the situation didn't happen, and stop undyingly following and saying and doing and reblogging everything he does. Admit that there's some type of anger issue there that needs to be addressed. I'm not saying he shouldn't make music, but I am saying he needs to address his issues. And that's just one way that objectivity can be achieved when you actually look at things from both sides. But most people don't look at things from both sides. The people who are against Chris Brown are going to be like, fuck you, you apologist. You are all about, apologizing for Chris Brown and his issues, and fuck that, he should be out being music. And the people on the left side, that bitch still has something to do with it. Fuck Rihanna. Chris Brown ain't nothing. He's going to still make that money and all that other bullshit. And in other words, this video will probably only fall on deaf ears for those people on those sides. But those who are still in the middle, because these are the people I'm trying to reach, look at things from both sides. Chris Brown's an example. Be objective. Look at the issue from both sides. Look at any issue from both sides. Pro-choice, Chris Brown, Mike Vick, whatever's polarizing in your life, look at it from both sides. Use your head. Think about it. I understand America wants you to move fast. Just think about it. You don't have to make a decision. You don't have to be left or right. You can be in the middle. It's okay. But don't just pick a side and undyingly run with that shit. You just look stupid when that side loses, because one side or the other, when you pick it, loses. But when you play in the middle and play in the gray areas that is America, you get the best of both sides. You get the pros and the cons, and you come to a middle conclusion. I'm all about coming to a middle conclusion. And that's really what objectivity is, in my opinion. Being objective and coming to a conclusion. I have the people I support, but I'm also objective about them. Kobe Bryant's one of them. I think he's the best thing since Jordan's been on the motherfucking planet. I ain't saying he's Jordan, but I'm saying I think he's the best thing. Better than LeBron is, or probably LeBron will ever be, in my opinion. But I objectively can say, because I love what Kobe Bryant is, that he had the worst Game 7 in 2010. 6 for 24 is just ridiculous. I was screaming at the screen, stop shooting, but he wanted to keep shooting. But I'm objective like that. Others are always on the other side. Same thing, like I said with Chris Brown. I love the music. The guy could put on a fucking show. He can sell out the stores. He can move albums like it's crack on a strip. But he still did beat Rihanna, and in my opinion, that's not cool. I'm not going to stop him from making his sales. He gets a second chance. I'm just saying that he's a dude that beat her up, and he's getting paid. I'm not going to call him misogenic or none of that other stuff, and I'm not going to ostracize him, because that's what the game is. You know how many people are in the industry right now that's done shit before? Jay-Z should be doing jail time for selling crack, but nobody ever caught him, and now he's making millions and got Beyonce all knocked up while married. I'm just saying. Be objective about things. Don't be all for something against something. Look at everything from both sides and make your own decision. That's all I ask. Be objective in everything you do. Stay real.